Now you are.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's me. It's RDV here. Sorry for a little bit late here. I was over
not my
our
fault.
Extreme Movie Show reviewing Salem's Lot with Rob over there. Check all that out if you're a fan of Salem's Lot. It was a first time watch for me. Go check that over on Extreme Movie Show after this. Yeah, man. Uh, Having fun with some of the books coming out. It is getting slim pickings, as Zach were talking about. There are a few books I might be dropping from my pull list because it has become very mediocre.
It's just and if you're gonna spend money, if I'm or maybe you're different, but if I'm gonna spend $3.99 to $4.99, I want it to be something that's worth it, not something that's just like meh.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Now, as time goes by, some of these books, if they turn out to be good, sure. Maybe I'll go back and find them, pick up the trade. But as of right now, I did recently re-comb through my pull list. I made a few more pruning, cutting, not like the fruit, but like when you prune a branch or a tree. So I cut back on a few subscriptions. So yeah, it's slim picking. Now next week, I'll have to pick one to cut from my top 5 because I have 6 books next week. So
I don't know what my pull is for next week. I haven't looked ahead, but I mean,
there's some good stuff next week. There's some interesting stuff next week.
Yes, there also is some facsimiles coming out this week too. If you haven't picked up I think it was 181 or 183 of the Daredevil run by Frank Miller. It's a cover you'll see where famous cover where Daredevil's coming at him and then Frank's just basically shooting him with the
the gut shot.
Yeah, the gut shot
one. Yeah,
that's coming out this week. The facsimile with all the ads, everything. And then the other one is part 4 of War of the Gods with the Wonder Woman by George Perez. If you've never read that, and here you go. They released it. It's all brand new. You don't have to worry about detached cover or smelling like somebody's gym socks for the past 30 years.
Why would a book smell like gym socks?
Why do they smell like
paper?
Smoke?
Does paper retain odor?
It does. Your retains if you have.
I know there's that library book or that moldy page smell. I know that.
Well, if you live in a household where everybody smokes, everything smells like smoke. It's on walls, Drew.
That is my experience.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, you don't have to worry about it. Any bad hygienes or
bad hygiene. What about bad hijinks?
Yes, I don't know. Hello to Maria saying facsimiles are a great, if slightly less pricey way to get classic books.
It is true. It is true.
All right. I decided to go with the curtains tonight. I felt
on the night where I feel the least classy. I literally just got home from the gym, and so I'm all like gross and sweaty. So I am the least fancy that you will ever see me.
You can tell your hair's a little messed up a little bit too. But
yeah.
I'm concerned though because did you just get back from driving an ambulance? What's with the security thing on your shoulder?
Security thing? Oh no, this is a hoodie. Oh no, so this is really cool. My sister went to Disney World last week with a friend. They had a sweet deal.
Okay.
They went for like 2 or 3 days, so she brought me a souvenir, which I was not expecting. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's this one, I guess. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy hoodie, and it looks like the blue. It doesn't show well on the camera, but it looks like the new blue ones from the movie, like the comic accurate jacket. It's not a hoodie because there's.
I was gonna say you keep saying hoodie. I kept thinking it's like I see the red and the thing shirt there.
That's the shirt underneath.
I'm like,
no, this is I don't.
He's a sailor. He's a sailor just off the shore in the 70s.
It's not a sweater. It's not a hoodie, but it's thermal. I don't know. But it's really comfortable.
Mark, that's how I feel every time I see Zach with a different outfit on.
And I dig it. It's like because we just had a cold front come through here, so it's actually really nice. It's like perfect.
Which could you consider a cold front?
It got down to 48 degrees this morning. Now it got up to like 78, 80 degrees as the day went on, but I woke up shivering actually.
Let me check to see what my current temperature is right now.
36 with a hint of Canadian smoke.
I think that
do you still get smoke from Canada, or is that
I think Canada finally burned down.
It finally burned it down.
We have to load here.
That's fine.
Right now it feels like 52. but it's
Oh,
supposed to be.
that's nice.
But the low for tonight is 42. But like, dude, the past couple days have been like in the third, like the lows in the 30s,
Oh wow.
38s,
Uh-huh.
and with highs in the 50s.
Yeah, we have I think it's
But
70 outside right now, but we're supposed to have another cold front come through tonight. We're
Yeah.
actually supposed to get rain today.
it's gonna suck though because the next couple days, Wednesday night through Sunday to Monday morning, it's gonna be all rain, cold rain.
We need some rain. We have like burn bans in effect. We're supposed to get 2 hours of rain, and then it's back to just being dry. So the burn ban is still going to be in effect.
Sweet.
No, I like bonfires when it gets cold. Hi, Mark. Sorry for the googly eyes.
No, that's the shifty eyes. He's like, okay.
Don't check me out. Don't. That makes me uncomfortable.
No one's
Mark.
checking you out.
I don't want your male gaze on me, or however you identify, whatever that gaze is.
They get
Gaze, not gaze as in plural of gay. Gaze as in eyes.
Let's go to your number. Oh, do you have a 5?
So done.
You were saying
so
you're
done. Yeah, I do have a 5. It's one that all right. So my number 5. So disregard my earlier comment. I did find a 4th or 5th book to talk about.
Okay.
But my number 5 is a book that I am quite skeptical of. I'm not even sure. I may flip through it at the shop, and then that will decide whether or not I buy it. Ronnie, that's because I just boxed for like an hour, so I am both out of breath and like overheated. So
he was working and putting himself in boxes.
I was punching at bags. I had to let some steam off today. All right, number 5 on my full list this week is Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly's Guardians of the Galaxy numero 7. The reason that I am skeptical of this is because of the cover. So if you read issue 6, if you haven't, I am going to give some spoilers here. So if you were wanting to read issue 6, you're 3, 2, 1. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the team we know from the movies, are seemingly dead. And so what happens in this issue is Hulkling and Wiccan, everyone's favorite gays, the plural one this time. See, full circle on that joke. Apparently, they're coming into the game, into the comic somehow to like form a new team of Guardians. That's what the synopsis says. The future covers make it look like the OG team will come back, and it's comics. So of course, no one stays dead for longer than a month. But I'm really skeptical. I'm very listen. I liked Hulkling and Wiccan when like Young Avengers first came out, and it wasn't like just about them being gay. Like I remember when Wiccan, one of his defining trait was that he was one of Scarlet Witch's kids. That was his defining trait.
Yeah.
Not him being gay. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna flip through this at the shop, and if it turns out being different from what I think, I'll pick it up. It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I dropped this book.
I liked it. I've been liking it so far. I like the Western kind of angle on it.
The last issue was really kind of meh, and I just and then seeing this, it's like you're killing out the Guardians, but wait, the Guardians are really there, but they're inside Grootfall. I'm looking at the price, $4 for 28 pages. You can't even give me 32 pages.
20 pages for the story.
Actually. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is there a backup? No, there isn't a backup.
You're talking me out of my 5th book. Mark, so Lansing and Kelly's Captain America, the Sentinel of Liberty wasn't terrible. And what was a good book that they did? Didn't they do the Aquaman Flash, the Void Song?
Void Song was great.
Void Song was a good one. There was another series that they did.
Barry and Arthur working together for the first time ever, at least on their own.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember that you really liked that one.
I liked it because it was different, because Arthur was kind of like a meathead. He's like, I'll just kill it and I'll just fight it. And Barry's like, no, we got to use science.
Well, you never see Barry and Aquaman team up either. Yeah. So that's part of what made it really, really cool, I thought. I thought that there was something else that the two of them wrote.
They were working on Batman Beyond. The first book they did was all right. The second one is just crap.
Yeah.
It is. I'm done with that too. It sucks because I am such a huge Batman Beyond fan, and really I don't want to read a book just because it's the title. I want to read a book
Yeah.
because it's great.
Right. So, like I said, this one I'm very skeptical of. I can't promise if when I show up on Thursday if I'll have this in my poll or not. Look, if it ends up being different from what I'm thinking it will be, then okay. But if this is Hulkling and Wiccan take over and make a whole new Guardians team, I'm gonna tap out. Issue 6 was a pretty good stopping point. If this was gonna be a miniseries, I think issue 6 was like a decent stopping point. So we'll see how this goes. The jury's out on this one. We'll have the verdict on Thursday or tomorrow, and then you'll find out about the verdict on Thursday.
Yep.
So that's the 5th book I'm talking about tonight.
Sweet. All right. Gonna go to my number 5. My number 5 is a book. I've been mixed on it. I know other people like the character more than I do. I don't know. This has Barry in it, so I'm getting Green Lantern number 4. I literally wrote down Green Arrow on my page for because I thought it was Green Arrow. On my mind, I said on Green Arrow, but even though it's Green Lantern.
That's weird.
Well, Green Arrow's, I think, has been the better book.
That's blasphemy. How dare you, sir? It's good. But how dare you?
I mean,
you put Williamson above Jeremy Adams.
Only because the Green Arrow has been a little bit more interesting, where the Green Lantern's just like, oh, it's dealing with Hera again for the millionth time. Fucking just kill her off or marry her. Gertie. I'm just sick of them. Will they? Won't they?
I've never heard you talk about Carol and Hal at all before the Jeremy Adams run of Green Lantern. I've never said 2 things about Green Lantern before.
No, Jeremy I have. The 52 pissed me off. You just don't listen, bro. The whole Kyle Rayner bullshit. Another character in that never should have been.
I like Kyle Rayner.
Hooking up with Carol.
No, that's weird. That's like a hot for teacher thing. There's like the age difference.
So that's my thing. It's like either they're gonna be together or they're not gonna be together. And just saying like, no, they won't. At this point, Barry should be like, move on, bro. Like there's other fish in the sea.
Yeah,
anyway,
you should probably get back with that yellow skinned girl that looks like she's 16. Arisia.
She may look like she's 16, but on her planet.
Oh no, she's a grown. I know the lore. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, there is a backup story by Peter J. Tomasi, but is David LaFuente's weird ass art. Sinister Sons. It's and some of the preludes to the story, the upcoming Sinister Sons book he's gonna be doing. So Tomasi's got a new book coming out apparently, which is kind of weird. I did not know that the DC even cared about it anymore. So they treated him. I thought they're all just I thought every writer that was writing good stuff for them is pretty much jumped ship to other companies. Like Dan Jurgens, was writing over at Tarzan and just knocking out banger books every issue. But all right, so basically, this is a book where Hal sits meets Sinestro sitting in a bar. They have a little angry conversation. And then, basically, blah, 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 threatens a hero. Barry shows up. Barry has to team up with him. And pretty much you get to see their friendship. And then Barry giving Hal, advice to Barry giving advice to Hal. And the other thing that's cool about this is that we all know that this is Jeremy Adams' Barry Allen. He's engaged to Iris. But will they ever be married? Probably not. It's DC.
He's not engaged to Iris. Oh, Iris. Gosh. I thought you said Carol. I was like, he's not engaged to Carol yet.
And at this point, Hal's such a pushover, Barry could get with Hal.
Hey. That's like saying Tom Cruise is a pushover. Okay, he's short, but he's not a pushover.
Tom Cruise is more manly than Hal Jordan.
That is a lie. How dare you, sir?
But anyway.
Go ahead.
Anyway, though, this is $5, 40 pages.
That seems like a better deal than the Guardians book.
But you're also getting 22 pages, for the first story, and at least 20 for the other one, or 15.
Yeah.
So, 8 pages. So you're getting 28 pages, and the rest are all ads. Hope that's not
8 pages for that one, and what's the main story?
22.
So that's 30 pages.
Yeah.
30 pages and
10 pages of ads.
That ain't much better.
But
That
I don't know.
ain't much better.
I do love their dynamic. I do like having Hal and Barry being together as friends as a way, you know. But I also remember, wasn't it before those? Wasn't it Green Arrow and Hal?
Hal is good friends with both Ollie and Barry.
Yeah. Why can't all three of them just be in a story?
The
You
Three
know?
Musketeers.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't that be?
I would read that. To be honest, I would totally read that. Why should Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman be the only Trinity? Give the second string Justice Leaguers a Trinity. That's you know what? That's
Oliver bitching because he can't move as fast as them. He has to rely on arrows, and Hal teasing him.
Ollie is the Batman.
You know, Ollie for Ollie to class him, and then having Barry just laugh.
Ollie is Ollie is Batman, but then also Barry kind of is too because he's a detective.
Yes.
And he's also
like I said.
Anyway, I think.
Yes, I'm just saying. I would love to see these three characters. You know, it's like basically we get to see this with some of the other characters. Like remember Teen Titans? You know, or not Teen Titans, but Titans. You'd see like Wally, Garth, and a few other, and they'd hang out together, kind of Speedy, kind of clashing. I want to see that with the other leaguers, but honestly though, I would rather see Peter J. Tomasi writing a Barry Allen story, Flash. That's what I want.
I'm over Barry Allen. I'm still going to read this because I like Barry with Hal.
The problem with Barry is that he needs to have a good writer. If he doesn't have a good writer, it's not really that compelling.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. Joshua Williamson did great with him for all that time. So that's a fair statement. Hello, Ronald Rugg, by the way, watching on Twitch. By the way, we get so focused on YouTube, I don't feel like we ever shout out people on Twitch. So we are on Twitch. If you find yourself over there more, we do stream over there as well. So thanks for watching over there.
Yeah,
Rugg.
Every episode everything we do in here is always streamed to Twitch and to YouTube. Although YouTube is our main focus because YouTube actually allows you to store up the past videos, where Twitch deletes them after a week or so.
I thought Twitch still held, because I know when I was on Skip and Tosh's Twitch, there would be old streams that you could go back and watch.
But after a while, they basically they only allow you so many, and then what you do,
it's a limit.
And then it basically resets and erases the other ones, and then keeps building up.
I gotcha. Okay.
We also are on Rumble, but I haven't uploaded anything in there in a while because Rumble just sucks. No one really watches our stuff over there. Rumble's dead. Unless your politics.
I don't know. There's still a few YouTubers that I watch over on Rumble. Isn't Rumble the one that Crowder got on?
Yeah,
yes. Like really big? Yeah. I think Quartering is still over there too. I don't know. There's several people over there.
You got to have a bigger fan base, I guess.
Yeah. You definitely.
We're not into that. I mean, we're also not into the everyday politics news stuff, you know.
No, I don't have the capacity.
I know. I don't have.
I do it once, and you're gonna see like veins pop out of my eyebrows.
Like I said, the most you're gonna see me is I'll complain about I don't really like certain thing in a comic book, but you don't see me like, oh, I hate this book. You know, books I'm not even reading. You know, if I'm legitimately upset about a book, I will tell you about it. If it's something that I wasted money on it, but if it's something I didn't buy, you know, I kind of ignore that and just focus on the few books that I do like. You know, obviously, I do recommend that if you are not a fan of modern books right now, go back and check out back issues, man. You can go, if you want the best Superman stories, go back from 1986, Man of Steel, John Byrne series, so the 6-issue miniseries, go all the way up going from Adventures of Superman, crossing over to Action Comics and Superman. And those three titles, it was an ongoing story. It went all the way up to 2000, I believe, to 2006 or something like that. Going from where Clark, you know, meets Lois, marries Lois, dies, comes back to life, all that fun stuff. I'd say that's your best bet if you're a Superman fan. Now, that being said, there are Silver Age books that I would recommend checking out. The Danny O'Neill, Neil Adams, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Had some cool stuff in it too. Also, check out Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Barry does what he does best and does an honorable death.
That is one of the better deaths in comics.
Yes. Sure. And then after that, read the Mike Baron Flash run with Wily West.
Wally West. He's
which
the
is also
best.
Post Crisis.
West rhymes with best.
Yes. All right, so we spent too much time on this. Let's go
Yes.
over your number 4.
My number 4. So, and I know I was just singing this guy's praises on Flash and also on Green Arrow. But this one dropped down in my rankings for this week. Coming up, we have Batman and Robin number 2. This is Joshua Williamson's newest book. He's juggling like 3 titles. There's this, there's Green Arrow, and there's Superman.
First appearance of Shush.
I think that, yeah. So for all you speculators, if you think Shush is going to be a big deal, or you just want to like maybe take a cheap little investment in case she becomes a big deal, this is your first appearance of the teenage girl version of Hush, which I don't get, because the whole thing about Hush was that he got plastic surgery so that he would look just like Bruce Wayne. Is this girl going to get plastic surgery to look just like Damian?
Maybe this is Hush.
As a teenage girl, that's kind of
disturbing. I don't know.
I don't like that. But look, Batman and Robin issue number 1 was an entertaining issue. I really like the art. Simone DeMeo. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. He does have a really great style, a bit glossy, but I feel like it works for the story. It is great to see Damian and Bruce together again. I don't know. I mean, it's only been 1 issue, so I don't have a lot to compare it to the Tomasi Batman and Robin run, which was really good. But so far, I don't have any complaints with the first issue. The whole just Shush kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm kind of curious about how that's going to play out. Of course, you still have all the animal-themed villains that they were going after in issue 1. They're going to continue here into issue number 2, which I thought was a pretty fun idea. Killer Croc, Orca, Shark, and Fox, and White Rabbit, by the way.
This was a book that I did read today. But I'll say this, it's not worth the $5.
Really? You don't think so?
It is a good story, but I mean, this is a book, I mean, I'm not excited for every issue. I would probably read it as a trade.
See, that's the thing. With the first issue of Batman and Robin, I liked it, but it didn't hold up to like Superman number 1 or Green Arrow number 1 to me. It's a distant third in the Joshua Williams trinity of series. I did like it better than Robin number 1 though, when he did that Robin series. But anyway, so yeah, the art has been good. The story, I think he needs to like maybe pick up the pace a little bit. And like I said, I'm just kind of skeptical about this Shush character. Also, Damian going back to school. Come on, guys. This is Damian. He's been around for a minute.
For those getting into this book right here, basically you have to be a fan of humor with Robin, with Damian showing up as dad.
I'm a fan of humor, but come on, Damian. You're not that great, kid. We've been going over this. You think you're the shit, but you're not really the shit. You've had this explained to you over and over. How many times we have to teach you this lesson?
I get a feeling that Josh Williams doesn't realize that Damian is not smarter than his dad. So I mean, so like I said, this is another story where I give it a 3 out of 5 when I read it today.
Spoilers.
Well, I'm just saying it's a 3 out of 5. I'm not going to tell you why they get to wait till Thursday.
Gotcha.
To talk about it.
Gotcha. But yeah, so this is my number 4. Like I said, don't hate it. It's for me, and I guess since you rated it 3 out of 5, it is pretty mid. I think we could say
it's the art style as far as the Moonlight stuff. I'm sick of it.
I like it. I like it for certain characters. I like it for Moon Knight. I think it can work for Batman. Maybe make things a little bit darker. It doesn't need like this has like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie where all the lights are like the lens glare is coming at you when you're watching it. That's what this cover reminds me of.
It's also very heavily blue and pink, which we did notice that happening in Rebirth. There was a lot of books started becoming blue and pink. Actually, Future State. That's what it was.
Future State? Yeah. Well, this is not the cover I would like. There's the King Kong variant cover. I'm a big King Kong fan.
I actually like this. I like the here.
The one with Killer Croc is also cool.
Because that's how Croc should be in every single edition of comic books or every single issue. Which
is funny because it wasn't his original. That's not how he originally looked.
He's evolving, turning into a monster, turning into a giant gator. Remember, gators get to be really long, huge. I feel like Croc should constantly keep growing, mutating.
I like that idea. Like molting, like shedding his skin like a reptile.
The more
I
he
did.
eats,
You know what? I kind of dig that. I kind of like that idea. This one I like though. I like the idea of Batman and Robin flying a bat plane and then just like ejecting and like going down to fight him. I like the perspective on this one too.
Yeah, I don't. I like the perspective on it, but I don't like the fact because Batman would be like, "Screw this! I'm not trying to tackle him. What I'm going to do is going to fire missiles at him."
That's true. That's what the action figure commercials would let you think he would do. I remember those Saturday morning action figure commercials for like Batman and Robin or Batman Forever.
Do you remember? It was in the first episode of Justice League animated series. Batman was firing the missiles, and then he basically had eject because and he crashed the jet into the thing.
I remember when he had that ice bomb in that one Justice League Unlimited episode where he had to freeze a water supply or something. Yeah. But anyway, so this is number 4. This is Batman and Robin number 2. Like the art, the story has potential, but I'm just not gung-ho about it like some other titles.
Use your Gabriel Dell'Otto.
Gabriel Dell'Otto, however, gorgeous work.
Yes.
I like that. That's my favorite utility belt that he has too. It's like kind of pouchy
with the
circle, buckle.
Can you imagine if he had a bat buckle?
Bat buckle. I think he has had one at some point. I have had one at some point.
Yeah.
Or he has had one, I should say.
I don't know, man. All right. Let's jump over to my number 4. My number 4, we're talking about prices, like, but I'm thinking like, I trust this team. This team, I've followed them since I got into comic books. They're on a different title. They're at IDW. I love the cartoon series that they're writing the comic based off of. Where is it? It's right here. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday morning, but it's a Halloween special.
Heroes in a half shell.
Halloween approaches the Teenage Mutant Turtles must face their fears when a powerful, mysterious being challenges them to prove their mettle in the nightmarish test of bravery. Meanwhile, Shredder has an otherworldly encounter of his own when he summons an ancient spirit that gain greater understanding of the powerful weapon he seeks to reforge. Only to discover that some forces are beyond his control. Don't miss the double-sized spooky special of Saturday morning adventures. And I gotta say, dude, as a kid, I remember all the cartoons I'd watch I always have a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
So
the Halloween episodes were the coolest ones too, because that was for me like that's as close as you could get to a scary movie when I was a kid. Because my parents didn't let me watch scary stuff, so Halloween episodes were as close as you got.
I watched Real Ghostbusters, and Real Ghostbusters has always been a Halloween thing. But when they had their Halloween door or their episodes where they had one where this giant, based on actual real, I think it was a Scottish or Irish, legend, where he's a king of Halloween. He's a demon, has a pumpkin head, controls all the other ghosts, and he wants to make Halloween forever.
Yeah,
it's just like, dude, Michael Straczynski read in that, and I just remember watching that, and it's just like, wow, this is like this. I love it. The music, the fact that it's just like, I love the Halloween kind of feeling. It doesn't have to be slasher, people dying, Yeah, this is like Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, or any other stuff. I love the little cartoon,
kind of campy Halloween. Yeah,
but I also love it. It's the same art style you see of the turtles in the cartoon. Some people are like, well, people like the new designs. It's been redesigned many times, but I go to the '80s classic version. I love that. Eric Burnham and Dan Schoening, both they're the creative team behind the IDW Ghostbusters series. That was a hit for IDW. But fortunately, IDW fucked themselves up, so they lost the rights. Like
to multiple licenses.
But yeah, I love this, and like at this point, I'm like, I just give me a Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters crossover, man. Again, at this point, or I would just have to have a real Ghostbusters cartoon, Saturday Morning Adventures, IDW. Fucking bastards. A Freddy Krueger kind of rip off, Ghoul, I just, like I said, I'm very picky when it comes to cartoons. But on Saturday morning cartoons I love as far as like Ninja Turtles. This I'm not a fan of. But the great thing is that this has nothing to do with Jenica. It has me touched. It's like when actually I like the Batman Adventures continue. It's a Batman animated series. This is the Turtles animated series, which has nothing to do with them whatever they fucked up afterwards and the cartoon or the comics. The cartoon is still pure, and I love it. So it is. Well, that's a different price. That's an exclusive. That's why it's $35. That's crazy though. What is that? That's 1 in 10 Beals. But anyway, This is going to be a $6.99 issue. Yeah, I believe it's a double size, so probably it's going to be like 48 pages probably. I've had fun with this. You've been following this series way better than what we've seen some of the other Saturday morning adventures, which everyone remembers the G.I. Joe one, Great American Heroes.
I remember G.I. Joe.
Little Timmy, don't bully people online. If you
Aside from that, it was actually a good issue. They did feel like reading the stills from a cartoon. So aside from that 2-page PSA at the back, yeah, with the red cap they gave him also.
And then the main yeah. So we got a guest artist here too, Sarah Meyer. So she's gonna be guest arting. I don't think she has a thing here.
Interesting.
They list her as an artist, so I guess she's gonna do some art too. Maybe she's a cover artist. It's hard to tell. It doesn't say. All right. So go to your number 3.
Number 3. You ready for this week's controversial pick? Breen's going to show up just to fuss at me.
Amazing Spider-Man?
Wesley Dodds, Sandman number 1.
I don't know where Breen is.
I know. It's like he's too good for us or something. No, I'm just kidding. So this is one of the 3 miniseries that DC is doing. These like limited Jeff Johns. He kind of put together these 3 limited miniseries based on founding JSA members. We know Jeremy Adams has a Jay Garrick one coming out. Of course, Tim Hack Sheridan has a Green Lantern one coming out. And then this is Robert Venditti writing with Riley Rossmo art. Now, a lot of people have made kind of a fuss about Riley Rossmo being the artist. I'm kind of interested to see what he does with it. I know Sandman, he's a bit of a darker character. He's a detective. It doesn't sound like it would be much of a fit, but I've seen a few of the interior pages. There's one where it's like a group shot of the Justice Society. Actually I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm really excited about this. Robert Venditti, one of the best writers DC has ever had the fortune of giving a title to. He did a great Hawkman run. He did a Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns run. Really, really talented. It sucks that they only gave him like a 3 or 4 issue miniseries. They should give him something more. Hopefully this leads to something more. But if you are not familiar with Sandman, with Wesley Dodds, I think this would be, this would be a decent place, I think, to jump in and get to know the character. I would imagine DC is probably trying to introduce more people to the character. Prove that Batman is not the only detective in Detective Comics. You see here the synopsis here. After years of testing and experimentation, Sandman, not that type of experimentation. Doggone
it. It is DC.
This is not the Alan Scott book. Wesley has perfected his sleeping gas. That's what he uses. He uses sleep gas guns. As he gives people roofies and knocks them out. Just an aerosol.
Is it the Jason Aaron knockout gas?
No. So he uses his sleep as the optimal crime to fight crime without causing harm. Seems smart. But when his journal detailing all of his failed and more deadly formulas is stolen, the Sandman must hunt down the thief and the people in the shadows, pulling the strings before the contents of the journal are released. Sounds like a pretty cool whodunit, robbery, heist, type of crime that he'll have to solve. I'll be honest, the variant covers, some of them are okay, but not enough to make me...
That already looks so much better than the main cover.
I don't know. I think they both look good, to be honest. That one gives me more of like a Ghostbusters type of vibe.
I just love the gas. Yeah,
the gas gun. Yeah. So, $5 for a 20-page book. Again, that seems to be a recurring theme here. That one actually looks pretty cool with the walking away from the explosion. That looks pretty cool. So I'm a Sandman fan. I'm a big JSA fan. That's one of like my top 3 things that I like geek out and get super fanboy about is JSA characters. That's why I will not be reading Tim Sheridan's book.
The way Rossmo draws, why isn't he on a Kamen Rider book? That's more like his thing, like Ambush book.
Actually, I don't know if he would do this because it could get him potentially blacklisted. But I think he would do really well if like Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini brought him on for like a Common America type story. I think he would crush it, to be honest. But I kind of like this cover. The more I look at it, the more it kind of grows on me. I like the different take on his helmet. It almost looks more like a bug eyes kind of thing.
That's what I was saying. And see him.
I kind of dig it.
Remember, he drew a Martian Manhunter.
He did do a Martian Manhunter series. Yeah, I actually thought that was a really cool take to go with Martian Manhunter.
I hope Venditti draws this like being in.
Writes it.
Like
Venditti's the writer.
Well, I hope he draws it compared to these better. But I mean, I hope it's like a. Back in the days, like hey, see, kid, like a series.
Yeah, see,
I want to know where kind of story. I want to.
Well, I think it would have to be because Wesley Dodds is dead, so I think this would have to be like an old timey story.
I hope it is.
I would like it. I would like for it to be. And then if you like this, if you're new to this character and you like this, then I would highly recommend you go check out those old Sandman Mystery Theater comics. Those are dynamite. I think those are better detective stories.
I'd also say you check out JSA, the 1992 version.
Well, true, but if you're reading this for the mystery story aspect and you like it, then definitely go check out the Sandman Mystery Theater.
I would check out Batman.
No, they're better than Batman. I kid you not. I think they're better than any detective story Batman has done. Or Bennett.
All right. Well, I just got to say about that opinion that relates to the title of my book. I'm pulling here the next one.
Madness? Is it Madness? You skipped it.
Yes, it is the Madness. So that take was Madness.
Yeah. Get an apple and get over it.
Don't get one right here.
Oh, hey, nice. Dude. I'll take that. Sure. Yeah, throw that apple at me all you want to. I'll gladly take it.
Caramel with peanuts, yeah.
Green apple, right?
It's green apple, yeah. Granny Smith. I tried the red ones.
Red just is weird with candy apple. No one should do that.
No,
yeah.
No. J. Michael Straczynski, who's the writer of writing Ghostbusters back in the day. Also creator of Babylon 5. Or no, yeah, it was Babylon 5. I keep thinking is it Battlestar Galactica or Babylon 5? It's one of those two.
I think it was Babylon 5.
Yeah. Anyway, comes back with this story right here. We're halfway through the story of the 6-issue middle series for AWA. For those who read Torrent, this is kind of like Torrent, but going a totally different direction. In this is this girl, and we've basically her fiance and their 2 sons are brutally murdered. She survives because she has access to all these different powers. Through another being that it's just there's other little elseworld creepy ghost character spirit that visit her when she's a kid. You find out, and through this girl, they're able to basically Sarah joins friends there, becoming a imaginary friend. Her mom's like, "Who are you talking to?" It's like, "Oh, it's just, Eventually, she said she didn't say anything. Stopped talking about the character, the other ultimate entity. That's where she got her abilities from, her powers. And when she went to college, she got all about this. And then saw her in the last issue. Some guys at the college Halloween party thought they're going to date rape, while her imaginary friend came in and then basically took over Sarah's body and murdered everybody like Jason style. And basically left and basically helped the women that were in there that were drunk get them out, when the cops showed up. But so anyway, so she's got access to all different abilities because she has a elseworldly ghost friend, kind of like Haunt. Have you ever read that? Where his twin brother is a ghost, but it helps him.
So kind of like Brother Voodoo, who has the ghost brother.
Or like is that character they had? For those who watch Doom Patrol, the Doctor's daughter.
Oh.
She had those imaginary friends she talked to, and each had different abilities. Yeah.
Okay.
And, so anyway, so the government. The reason why the government wanted to destroy her in the very first issue is because, well, she robbed these Egyptian prince, foreign prince, and the foreign prince says, well, you need to get. I want to know the name of this person. It's like, otherwise, you're not. All your people, all your agents are in my country. I'm going to do public. I'm going to make their identities public, and they're all going to be killed. So they just want revenge against her. The government goes to basically would be like the JSA or Justice League, said like, we need you to track down this person, and eliminate her. And a lot of them we're basically convinced, it's better to work with the government versus turn outlaws. Where one of them on the team didn't want to do that, but eventually they basically turn coat and side with the government and they drop the bomb. She survives. Now she's hell-bent. She's going to each person, just getting revenge, and she's full on like crazy as far as using her powers. It is, like I said, it's halfway through. I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but she's basically going kind of like you'd see it like The Boys, taking out one hero at a time. Yeah. So anyway, it is Michael Straczynski. If you like the book called Telepaths, you could probably like this book too as well. I won't dwell too much on it though, but it is a fun series for AWA. 32 pages for $4 instead of being your 20-page story at DC or Marvel. All right.
Alrighty, we going on to my number 2?
Yes.
Alrighty, my number 2 from Mr. Jed MacKay, probably one of the better writers at Marvel these days. He's been doing, in addition to Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, he's been juggling the Avengers. This is issue number 6. Stuart Eminem has been doing the covers. This one actually didn't look like Stuart Eminem to me. I thought it was like Marco Cicchetto or something. The lines didn't look quite as polished.
Before you get too far in this is Iron Man's stealth suit he's been wearing, right?
Yes, he's been wearing the stealth suit because in Iron Man, that's the only suit that he's had, right? Like he doesn't have the red and gold one.
He's working on the other suit. He just got the material to make a new suit.
Yeah. So and then also like Black Panther, you see he's like got a scarf and everything because he's not actually king of Wakanda. He's kind of been exiled from Wakanda, so that's why he doesn't look all regal necessarily. So I do admire that. I like the continuity there because we've seen in the past all the Avengers will be together. But then you find out in another Thor or another Captain America book that they're actually off on the other end of the galaxy somewhere. So I do appreciate the level of continuity here.
Like tanks.
I hate that term. Latin. That's all you needed was Latin. That's all you needed.
Latino and Latin heroes.
And it's a cool character because it's Firebird from West Coast Avengers, which we've read her character in several of our
That's like me putting the word Latin and then putting a B or an M at the end because I typoed.
Yeah,
the keyboard.
At least here they give you a backup story though. For the $5 for 36 pages. But at least here there's a backup story. Whether or not it will be good is up for debate.
That's your Latin X story.
She's a Latina, unless there's something about her identity.
Well, according to the book, she's not. She's a Latin X or Latin.
No Latin American person. I really likes the X at the end, Latin. Like they all hate
it's
that.
Benita, the most useless character in Marvel.
Hey, she is not the most useless character. You know who is the most useless character? She's blind and she's married to Ben Grimm.
Actually, I take Alicia over Benita. At least Alicia can help me out if I'm stuck in traveling through time.
She's a superhero. She has fire powers. It's in her name. Her name is Firebird.
Benita is the reason why Hank Pym was allowed to live. Hank Pym was going to end himself, and Benita's like, no. You suffer. You will die.
She's a hero. She saved a life. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this opening arc that we're in, first of all, I appreciate it because it's all new villains. It's not just like MODOK again or any of the regular run-of-the-mill Avengers villains. It's these new, like kind of almost evil Celestials or evil godlike characters. So I've really been enjoying it. It's kind of cool. Also, kind of predictable because the Avengers split up to take everybody one-on-one, and that's not the Avengers thing. The thing is when they come together, not when they split up. But anyway, I digress. It has been fun. It's been fun watching the fights. It's kind of like reading a manga or watching an anime where everybody has their own villain and they have to fight and overcome them. It's kind of interesting that way. But the art has also been good in addition to Jed McKay writing it. And Jed McKay's not a super writer. I'm not going to compare him to like Jeff Johns.
Him and Duggan are kind of like, I'd say he's above Duggan.
He's above Duggan. I'd say he's above Duggan.
Duggan like peaks at mid, and then sometimes he goes over mid and becomes to be better than mid book writing.
Yeah.
But McKay is just.
I've liked more of McKay's books than Duggan's books.
Yes, and I gotta say, Jed McKay, as much as I love Moon Knight, it's pretty much he's just above the bar. Everyone else is kind of like up at the bar, along with Duggan, or below.
Maybe. But I've been enjoying this. Like I said,
yes.
The art is fantastic. The story is fun. Just seeing the different battles, the different ways that the heroes have to fight them is fun. This is my number 2 book this week. Will it be number 2 on Thursday? Will it be the second best? We'll find out.
Yeah. Jim is asking what happened to those armors. Well, do you remember when Iron Man lost his company the first time, and we had Peter Parker was like this uber businessman?
Yeah, Peter Parker Industries.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Tony recently, in the past year or so, in our world, has been buying up all the weapons of mass destruction. He basically spent his wealth away, and to the point where he ends up losing his company, being ousted, he's being fired, and this Gary Duggan villain ends up becoming the new leader or the owner of Stark Industries. So he has he does not own anything anymore, which is really weird because he has patents with his name on it. So creations.
Penance. Is it penance?
Patents? Patents? I don't know what you call them. Yeah. But anyway, he owns. So once again, they're doing. Oh, Tony Stark is basically broke. Batman's broke over DC. It's so he's basically been on the run. And he's using his stealth suit, but he finally got some material. I think it's called Mysterium. From Emma Frost, and he's going to build himself a new suit now.
Are they still married, or was it all a ruse?
It was a fake marriage.
It was like a mental projection thing?
It was a fake marriage. He went to a chapel in Vegas, and she was under a fake name, and there was never no marriage. You can go to church and get married, but if you never sign, for a file for a license, you're never married.
That's true.
You know that? Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
It kind of undoes that whole Carrie Underwood song about getting married in Vegas, but whatever.
Yeah. So he doesn't have the access to the other armors, which I said this is mid Duggan. So it's not the best writing. Like I said, right now, Jed McKay has been one of my favorite writers at Marvel because of the fact that he actually is competent, unlike most of the other writers. Lanzing and Kelly started out strong, and then they just kind of peter out. But they're not as bad as Tom King or Tom Taylor, I'd say.
The Toms are just terrible. The Toms and the Tims. There's not a lot of good Tims. Tim Seeley. Is it Seeley that did Local Man?
Yeah, Seeley and Fleeks are working Local Man.
Seeley did Local Man. Sheridan's the one that's doing the Green Lantern, Alan Scott, and he also did the Teen Titans Academy.
Yes.
Tim Sheridan's the POS.
The only reason that Tim Seeley's doing well over there because he's got Tony Fleeks helping with the story, probably. Who knows? Anyway, so that is your number 3?
2.
Number 2. All right, go to my number 2 then. I'm so used to going first. That's why I'm like, what number are we on? My number 2 is one of the most surprising books to come out from Marvel, and I've been kind of staying away from Marvel unless it's Moon Knight. But this is by a writer who's proven that he knows what the fans want and what we like. He's brought back a character back to what we love, and then I'm talking about Blade. This is by Brian Hill. and this has just been fun. This is your Wesley Snipes Blade. Now, I know there are people who like the original British Blade before the Wesley Snipes movie, but I honestly think the Wesley Snipes Blade redefined the character and made it better. And I like the fact that this guy is going and where basically with Blade is ignoring the fact that he has a daughter. He's like, yeah, I have a daughter, but I don't give a shit. She's going somewhere else in her own path. That's what he literally said in the book. He was asked about her. Blade accidentally saved this girl, only to realize that this girl was actually a host for a demon that wants to end the world. And Doctor Strange finally shows up at the end of issue 3. He's like, "What the hell did you do?" He's like, "I'm not pissed, I'm just very disappointed in you, Blade. You're a vampire hunter or you're a monster hunter, and now you're causing the end of the world because you goofed." DC, I mean, just an excuse to have Doctor Strange teaming up with Blade again, and actually being written by a writer who actually understands the characters. It's not inserting all this, modern day bullshit, virtue signaling crap. Like I said, I'm just loving it. I love the vampires. This is the vampires you're getting from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Remember the 20 years? And then you got them in the back, the ones, the mouths would open in Blade 2, the mouth would open wide, the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're getting those. It's just been fun. Brian Edward Hill understands what we like. Yeah. In other words, I'm not happy reading or paying attention to anything Marvel. I would say for Iron Man, sure, but read Moon Knight and read Blade. These are the two characters you can actually enjoy. But I also heard that Benjamin Percy's been doing well over on
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Didn't he also do the Wolverine and Punisher, the Wolverine and Predator book that you really liked?
Yes,
I think he did that too.
Yeah, Benjamin Percy did. Yeah, Wolverine versus Predator.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ironic that like Moon Knight, Blade, and what did I say the other third book was doing well?
Moon Knight,
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns characters are doing well in Marvel.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, it's Howard the Duck.
No, not Howard. I don't care.
One of those characters. Honestly, I'm just happy to see someone realizing that, hey, we should bring back Blade to making him awesome. And I cannot think of any other version of Blade that's better than the Wesley Snipes version of Blade. I mean, every time I watch the first movie of Blade, where he crashes into the the building, the club, and then he starts shooting up the vampires, it was awesome. And that's kind of how this story starts too, with Blade going into the nightclub, like you saw in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of vampires and stuff, and he just gets out and just basically starts killing them one by one after he ran his car through the building, and he's using the swords and everything. I love it. So honestly, this is the cover I'm gonna be getting. I'll be paying an extra $1 more, or actually not. Maybe not. Maybe it's the same price. This is not the main cover. The main cover is. It was should be $3.99. Yeah. So maybe So this might be the only book in Marvel that's actually the variants are staying the same price as the actual main cover, which is really cool. Yeah. Oh, not Ghost Rider, but Ghost Driver. Finding out how many baggage I need to understand where I am in the story. That's part of the trade. Honestly. That's pretty much any comic book you go through. It's lately. Yeah. They've all been written for the trade. Like I said, I go for the miniseries, something like this. Like I'm not sure this is gonna be ongoing. I'm hoping it does, but like I said, I just been loving the fact that we brought back Blade to being where he is. We made Blade great again. But anyway, I'm rambling too much about this. Let's go to your number 1, but let's give you a recap so we know where we are.
Sure. So the 5th book that I talked about, I'm not sure if I should call it top 5 because I'm not sure this one is going to make it through the door. It's like that scene in a Temple of Doom where everybody's like rushing out the door as it closes, and this is like the hat, except it's like, will Indy grab it or will it get left behind? Mm-hmm. But my number 5 is it's Guardians of the Galaxy, number 7. If the old team is still around and manages a way back from death, great. If it's Hulkling and Wiccan show, pass. We're not in June anymore. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to read it. Anyway, that could be taken out of context. So many terrible ways.
It's you bigot. You have to accept gays no matter what year it is or what day it is.
I'm expanding beyond the racism jokes, apparently. Anyway, number 4 is Batman and Robin, issue number 2, from one Joshua Williamson and Simone DeMeo. My number 3 book is the Wesley Dodds Sandman number 1 of the miniseries, being written by Robert Venditti. Art by the controversial Riley Rossmo.
Yep.
Runner-up for the silver medal this week is Avengers by Jed MacKay. And my number 1 book, I was shocked that it was at the bottom of your list. Tisk.
And almost didn't make my list.
Tisk. I'm astounded at this treachery. But it is this. It is Green Lantern. This is issue number 4 from the brilliant Jeremy Adams and Zermanico, the artist, following him over from The Flash, which is funny because The Flash is in this, although it's not Wally, it's Barry. No, so I am excited for this.
Legacies. Sorry.
Get out of here, Ash. I do like the friendship between Hal and Barry. Also, Hal and Ollie. I feel they're both strong friendships. Hal has some of the better friendship relationships in DC Comics. So I do like the idea of seeing the two of them together again. The deal with Sinestro, I like Sinestro, actually. I like him as a good villain. I did like kind of what I saw in the last issue. I hope that the pace kind of picks. I want to see like more ruthless leader of the Sinestro Corps, Sinestro. I hope that eventually we get there.
Ruthless aggression.
I actually, unlike Venkman, I appreciate the back and forth, will they, won't they, Rachel Ross, Ted and Robin relationship between Hal and Carol. I appreciate. Look, I said this when he first took on Green Lantern. I want to see him write Green Lantern, but I want it to be very different from his Flash. In Flash, you had Wally and Linda. They loved each other, lovey-dovey family stuff. Great. This is proving that he can write something past that or something in addition to that.
You brought up the will they, won't they, the Robin, it's
Ted and Robin, yeah.
Ted and Robin.
I hate the Ted and Robin, by the way. That's the worst. That was a terrible example. I hate myself.
I'll say the only thing they had going for that show is you had Barney. Like Neil
I like Marshall and Lily were good. I like Marshall and Lily.
But Barney was the best, though. Yeah.
Oh, of course. That was the best role.
When
one
Barney,
of the gayest guys in show business, playing one of the most Tony Stark, sleeping with a different woman every night characters.
I'll say that the only one episode that made me crack up from that show is the episode where
Barney loses his dad.
Where Barney is dating Robin and Ted's single and hitting up with these girls.
That made you cry?
No, that made me cry. No, that was the most funniest thing.
I thought you said something was so sad it made you cry. Oh,
no. It was the best episode.
Gotcha. There were several episodes. I love the one where they go looking for like the hamburger and like Regis Philbin's in it. That's my favorite episode. But that's off in the weeds. We don't need to be way down that
I
path.
miss Bob Saget. Dang it.
I do miss Bob Saget. That's right, because he was the narrator, wasn't he? He was like old Ted. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Jeremy Adams on Green Lantern. It's fantastic. Also, if you need an extra incentive, which why would you? Peter Tomasi has a prelude story, a backup story in here called Sinister Sons. I assume maybe. I wonder if this will be related to that story Jeremy Adams did with The Flash towards like the end of his run. Remember when he had like the movie Super Sons from an alternate universe pop in, and everyone was like, Super Sons! And it was like the movie from the animated movie.
I skimmed through it. Like I said, the art was so like psychedelic. I feel like it needed to be on drugs.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited for this. Like I said, Hal is one of my favorite DC characters. Jeremy Adams is one of my favorite writers, not just at DC, but I think he's in the top 5 modern comic writers right now. There are some cool covers here. I like the Green Lantern versus Godzilla cover. The Mikel Janin, I'm kind of over Mikel Janin. He's all right. He was on JSA for way too long. Rhaegar, you almost missed the whole show. Look at that cover, though.
I'm going to ask, are these connecting covers?
I think they might be, because I can see King Kong's arm on the left
Yeah,
side. I
it
wonder
is.
if that would match with the Batman and Robin.
I think it does.
That would actually be pretty cool. I do like connecting covers, as we said last night on the Ash on Comics late night comic stream.
That's another way. That's why these companies are business, because people will buy the connecting covers.
That's true. I'm also just now seeing the Doc Shaner cover. That's actually really cool. It kind of gives me Darwin Cook vibes. Like kind of New Frontier.
More like Golden Age vibes.
New Frontier is kind of Golden Agey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Green Lantern, check it out. It's fantastic. If you haven't been reading it, it's only 4 issues in, and it doesn't take that long to catch up. So check it out. Have a ball. You're welcome.
All right.
Take it away, Dinkman.
All right. My number 5 was Green Lantern. You just saw.
Son of a bitch.
Number 4 was Turtles Saturday Morning Halloween Special. Number 3 was The Madness. Number 2, you saw a couple of minutes ago, was Blade. And my number 1 book this week is a book I've just been looking forward to ever since I heard it was coming out. I'm just excited. No, we already saw Blade. It is Ash in Army of Darkness Forever, man. Tony Fleecs is writing it. Justin Greenwood and Tony Fleecs working together.
And who's the third name? What's the third name? He's an artist.
Nick Dragotta.
Nick Dragotta.
And Arthur Sudam.
I have no idea who that guy is. I'm sorry, Arthur. I'm sure you're a great person.
Right here.
This
cover here. You see these covers all the time. His painted art.
Oh, he does the paint. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I wonder if one of his pictures is who Ash uses as his icon.
No, that's a different guy.
That's a different guy? Okay.
I forgot what his name is, but a lot of Fleecs covers here. Dragotta.
Where's the Dragotta cover? Is he only a cover artist, or does he have any interior?
I think he's the interior as well.
Sweet. I might have to get this just for the Dragotta. Ah, that's actually pretty sick looking.
Futuristic Ash. For those who don't know, this is basically like because in the original edit of Army of Darkness, again, Ash was given this potion to help him basically sleep the decades so he wake up to the present time because he was trapped in the past. Mm-hmm. In the alternate edition, he wakes up miles into the future. You can call that his cave, and Earth is basically just one giant garbage landfill with dead eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Tony Fleecs cover C, which kind of shows you different versions of his where he wakes up and everything's all messed up. And then you got the Armored Darkness one. Yeah. So anyway, I've just been looking forward to this. Tony Fleecs teaming up with Nick Dragotta. And then I'm just excited, man. It's been a while since we've had a really, really good Army of Darkness cover, or basically this book itself. Cover art is fantastic. I believe the cover art in this is Francesco Mattina, which really makes it I'm like, damn, why isn't he doing interiors? Mm-hmm. So basically, it says after it debuted in 1993, the classic Sam Raimi film Army of Darkness quickly became the most beloved movie of the popular Evil Dead franchise. And with the launch of their Army of Darkness comic in 1905, Dynamite set a new standard for indefatigable.
Come on, guys! Why are you using $5 words? These are comic books.
Yeah, adventures. Basically, Ash Williams' adventures in the medium. Nearly after 3 decades of Ash action, Dynamite's upping the ante with the ultimate AOD comic book series, Army of Darkness Forever. Picking up immediately after the events of Army of Darkness, the director's cut national, Ash chainsaws his way through the Techno Army of Darkness in 2093. See? I told you the alternate cover, the alternate ending, where he wakes up. And he defends the Sacred Isles of the S-Mart in 1993. What? How? Meanwhile, in the distant past, his lady love, Sheila, fights off in a rising evil at Castle Kandar. Written and illustrated by comics heavyweights Tony Fleecs and Justin Greenwood. Army of Darkness Forever features incredible covers of some of the medium's greatest masters of horror, including series writer mastermind Tony Fleecs, artist Nick Dragotta, from East to West, and Zombie King of artist himself, Arthur Sudem, and master painter Francesco Mattina, who does this cover here. And it's going to be 32 pages for $4. Honestly, I hope they hope this kicks ass.
You mean
That's,
Ash?
that's good, bad. He's the guy with the gun. I love the movie Army of Darkness. I love Evil Dead 2. So man, I'm just if you can capture the same humor they had with Bruce Campbell's acting in this and put it in the book, you are chef kiss, bro. That's
I really hope it's better than that Nazi zombies book that Bruce he wrote.
Bruce was writing that, and that had nothing to do with Army of Darkness.
It did have nothing to do with Army of Darkness. That is true.
Yeah.
But that would have been a cool twist if it had been the Army of Darkness. Like
the common trait.
If the Nazis found the Necronomicon, like that would have made it a much cooler story, in my opinion. But yeah,
oof,
I digress.
Hitler is a Deadite.
Yeah, dude. Supernatural Nazi villains? That takes the ultimate comic villain to the ultimate level.
I think of Ash vs. Evil Dead. He's like, dude, I just killed Hitler.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Anyway,
the only thing I would be missing from this is having Kelly in this book. I love her in this series. Pablo, not so much, but Kelly is pretty cool.
Pablo was weird. I remember I watched some of the series. Pablo was weird. Kelly was all right. Didn't Lucy Lawless, wasn't she in that show too? Xena?
Yes, she was one of the original orders, the original Dark Order, the guys that created the book.
That's right. Yeah, I remember.
Anyway. Dude, like I said, check it out. Tony Fleeks and Justin Greenwood. Justin Greenwood, if you know him from the book Torrent, who's on there, with Mark Guggenheim. Tony Fleeks, Stray Dogs. Also, we're working on Local Man with Team Seeley.
Mm-hmm.
So putting these two together on a book, and we'll find out if these guys are very, very passionate about the book. They'll put out a really good book, or if they're just phoning it in. We immediately tell. But a future Army of Darkness in 2093, taking place on the events of a alternate ending from Army of Darkness, but also somehow tying into the 1993 film in other ways as well. But who knows? We'll find out. Shop smart, shop S smart.
Oh, S smart.
All right. Gotta go quickly do the trades. Get those done with.
To the trades! And the hardcovers. And of course, I'll get this out of the way. If you are interested in any of these trades or hardcovers, we don't get paid for this advertisement, but you can always check out In Stock Trades or overpricedbooks.com and find these at a very nicely discounted price. Or you can just order them through your local comic shop and give your local business some business. So there's that too.
All right. So this week coming out, Volume 3 of Berserker. Surprised that I have an oversized Absolute Edition yet. But it's $17 for this. Noctera Volume 3. Pump the brake or no brakes. Star Wars. And there's Harley Quinn.
Disney Star Wars, yeah.
Ghost Rider Classic Danny Ketch Epic Collection.
Would you say that collection is a catch? I don't regret anything. That was funny.
I regret many things now.
That was funny. Gosh darn it! No, what I like is right next to that the Trial of Captain America omnibus.
Brubaker, yep. Jack Geis,
Breitweiser art. Yep.
And then
also, oh wait, it's not on yours. Oh, you probably have the manga blocked out.
I took out manga.
You take out the manga, racist.
Racist? No, it's got we're going American comic books here.
Don't like Japanese books.
We're talking about it's called comics, not manga.
Anyway, okay. Anyway,
Dark Ride by Josh Williamson, Volume 2 is coming out this week. Also, The Howl of Hay, Volume 1, trade paperback. Mm-hmm. Take note that these trades are $15 soft covers.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, really.
The Demon Bear Saga.
Yep.
Yo, that's actually
Claremont, that's Buscema, Sikevich, and that's like
talk about a good Halloween read. The Demon Bear, like I don't even like the New Mutants, but the Demon Bear story is pretty legit. It's pretty good. It's like a one and done villain. It's creepy enough. Oh man, I'm actually stoked about that.
All right, Guinness Bell by Peter David on the Captain Marvel Guinness Bell. So that looks kind of cool. It's going to have some classic stories plus maybe the tie-in to the series that came
that
back with.
recent miniseries, the recent one?
$150. That's omnibus.
That's huge.
What if Into the Multiverse omnibus? Classic What If.
Did you know that Captain Marvel series ran for like 35 issues? Actually, and then it started over with the new number 1 because it's Marvel. And then it went for another 25. So that's 60 issues. It doesn't have the tie-in. It doesn't have the recent tie-in.
Oh, does it? Okay.
But it's 60 issues across 2 series. And I didn't know it ran until 2004. I didn't know he ran that recently. That's crazy.
Yep.
Anyway.
Captain America, Stephen McNiven variants right there.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that one.
Then we go into Wonder Woman Silver Age Omnibus. Volume 2.
But is that... I don't care for that art. That reminds me of that Brian Asser. Oh, no, it's next to it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Blood and Guts art.
No blood and guts. I'm avoiding Becky Cloonan or whoever that is supposed to be.
That looks like the art from the Brian Azzarello series.
It is Brian Azzarello, actually.
Okay.
Cliff Chang. So
Yeah. Is that the artist, Chang? Yeah.
I think so. But Silver Age, cool. Always glad to grab those.
Yeah.
All right, going into Marvel Age right here. Omnibus collected. $125. Warren Ellis's Absolute Metropolitan. This is volume 2, hardcover. If you're a fan of that stuff, I think I'll connect like in one book.
I like the What If. What If cover is really cool with
the Rodney Ramos cover. Nice.
Okay. Oh, that's a cool cover for the Peter David, the Genus Vel. That's a cool cover.
Is it Genus Vel or is it Guinness Vel?
Genus. It might be Guinness. No, I don't know.
Guinness Vel? Guinness?
Guinness. We're going to just go back to that well.
Well, I said Guinness, Guinness beer. Anyway, Dark Horse. Of course, there always has to be one manga that slips through because of freaking Dark Horse.
Right. Thank you, Dark Horse.
Critical Role, The Mighty Nine Origins, Hellebra Edition, Volume 1. Never heard of that.
It's one of those D&D. It's kind of like Vox Machina, but it's a different party. So
I don't even know what that is. I'm so far down the rabbit hole. I have no idea where you are. Anyway, X-Men, X-Verse, X-Men Villains. Looks like it's just going to be Who's Who book, probably.
Possibly.
Then we go to Genius Animated, the cartoon art of Alex Toth. That's cool.
Oh, neat.
Godzilla Library Collection, IDW, of other books. So if you missed that, then there's a Marvel Age Omnibus, and then it looks like Animal Heads.
Also another manga.
Yeah. See, we try to filter the manga out, and it still creeps through. It's like roaches.
Keep going, Dark Horse. Keep shining a light on the manga. There is one because RDD will block it. I'll tell you about it. Kaiju number 8, where a guy turns into a kaiju and fights other kaiju, and it's freaking awesome.
And that's why I blocked it.
It has its 8th volume coming out this week. It's amazing. It's awesome. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done simping for manga.
Right. And so are we. All right. So that's it for our little episode here. Hope you guys had fun. I am going to be over on I Love Comics in about 10 minutes. We're doing a Marvel RPG. It's so weird when I see you pop up. You got the jacket on. You got the little red thing. It looks like you just got off a ship.
That's one of my tank top shirts too. Actually,
I know. So it looks like at the 70s, the low cut.
Well, I'm wearing this because I'm cold because I'm still sweaty and stuff.
The 70s punk guys, you got the badge in there too. That's all you're missing is the piercings.
The weird thing is it's only on the one shoulder. It's not on the other one. So it's really weird. But yeah.
Where did Zach go? I see it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be nice? Be married to a Schwarzenegger.
Wouldn't it be nice to have Chris Pratt instead of you?
Yeah. Look, if you had the chance to and you had to kick me to get him, I would say go for it. It's a once in a lifetime thing.
We are in the same room. Damn it!
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. That is creepy. The lighting does make it look very similar. Wow, that's weird. It's like ghost. It's like a ghost hand. That wasn't me. I'm in the house. Anyway.
Don't you cross the masking tape? That's my side. All right. Anyway, so if you haven't already done so, please click like, hit the subscribe button. I know we jumped up. I got to like 431, I think, is what we saw last time. I was looking.
Oh,
at.
nice. Very cool.
Thank you, Ronald Rugg, and everybody else who's been sharing out this channel, sharing out the links here. If you want to help the channel, you can go to ko-fi.com/puppeteen. Donate, basically helping us pay for the StreamYard, which also in turn also pays us help pay for the books we use to reading on this channel on Fridays and Sundays. We discuss comic books on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursday is our follow-up stream, same time as Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central. Talk about books that we got and maybe some back issues we picked up. We're joined by Eric Breen and a few other people. So stick around for that. Thursdays, not Thursdays, but Fridays and Fridays and Sundays, starting at 7:15 p.m. Central, we do some readings on here. We recently did a lot of Werewolf by Nights and Tomb of Draculas and a Spider-Man. So check out those. Probably have some more Fantastic Four, or basically we're just trying to do some more Halloween themed issues of these comic books.
And if you donate at least $1 into the Ko-Fi, you get to pick. If there's a particular comic issue that you would like for us to read, then you get to pick and let us know. Make a request. As long as it is not a godforsaken king-size annual of Fantastic Four. Never again. Hashtag never again.
I gotta say that, though. You say the king-size annual of Fantastic Four #1 is like almost 200 views.
Yeah. That's great. Never again. That's like you could watch that, or you could watch an extended Lord of the Rings movie.
But don't worry, Zach. You're never here anyway to read with us, so you don't suffer.
That is accurate.
Neither do we.
You don't suffer either. Good. As long as no one's suffering.
But all right, guys. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central. Later.
Have a great new comic book day, everybody. Find at least one book that you like.